Right, hello everyone and good evening, welcome back to the channel. This is my 1956 Speed Twin Triumph 500. This bike came with the AJS in a double deal. The blue tinware wasn't on the bike, it was just a bike frame on its wheels. I put back the mudguard, the tank, the rear mudguard put back together. I got given a replacement toolbox lid, which I just coloured black. So this is the seat. I had to sneak a bit of a leather patch in there with some copy decks. That's held up for the last 8 odd years. The Speedo was an old American one, European in kilometres, made no sense, and it liked to tell you you're either doing 30 miles an hour by going 0 straight to 30 or 50, but if you did 50 it got stuck and didn't like to come back. Put the peak on the headlight myself, just an aftermarket one with Triumph bossed in. 7-inch bars, serviced the forks. Put a new monoblock on, kept the air filter assembly and just put a bell mouth on. This is the distributor alternator model, so we have now got, thanks to loads of problems, we have now got a magnetic pickup in there, and these are actually silicone high tension leads. Come from Bright Spark magnetos, so I got a kit made up. So I got right angles put on them because there's not a lot of room in there, so, and they used to be straight. Then under there, under the seat, I've got a Viper coil hidden on a bracket. So pick the ignition switches on, magnetic pickup works, sends it to the coil, sends it back to the rotor arm and down to the plug. New plugs in here. I've got a Rexcorn charging unit bolted to a bracket I made in there under the frame and sort the charging out. I've just finally put a brand new big fat lead acid battery on this, because this likes to see work when you charge it. What else do we do? Brake light switch. That's the original brake light switch, but I had to buy a replica, and then the replica worked the other way, so I gutted it out, broke mine apart, gutted it out, put the replica parts inside, working the way that I needed it, and then that works nice and sweet. Back tyre, yeah, oversized, but had decent tread. That's been left for now. That's on the to-do. Put a front tyre on myself. That's not too bad. Forks were serviced. General tidy. The scratches on the paint, tank's in nice condition. This was painted 20 years ago and didn't reunite with the bike until I put them on, and I've had it 8 years. Kept the parcel rack because I quite liked it. Rear shocks are alright. Had to sneak an auxiliary earth out to the rear light, but part of the plan is to upgrade the lights to LED shortly and do a service on it shortly. Well, I don't need to do the plugs. The plugs are in good condition when I did the ignition. So yeah, this, because of the magnetic pickup in the ignition working with the Viper coil, the old battery had fell down to 9.5 volts instead of 12. Didn't really like it, but we'll get it serviced up and change the oil for Castrol Classic 30 in this one, and then we'll start her up and see what she's like. it does have a choke on the carburetor. I've never choked it. Just flood this one and fires straight up. Right, we'll get on with the service. Right, zipped around the block, put about 3 miles on, got a bit of warmth in the tank, got a new rig, so hopefully we're going to try and go for hardly any all over the floor this time. So we got a 5/16. Then I've got the oil drained out, slight schoolboy error in the design. Not oil got level with the holes for the cable tie, dripped on the floor, but not a tidal wave. So that's dripping out, so we get underneath and take the filter gauze off and have a look at that next. Right, you are officially under the bike camera. This is the base of the engine sump plate. Now let's try not to drip oil all over the camera. It's reasonably warm under here. So yeah, nice and grimy under here. It needs to clean down for the summer really, but I keep them ready to go. You see is my arm in the way. They're good to go all year round. They're not drip drip. They're definitely not show princesses. And I tip you with the spanner. Shouldn't be too much left, it's just what the pump didn't return. The pump in this, when I got it, was a Morgo aftermarket high flow. So what you do is, there we go. That wasn't very much. Oh, mind your fingers. Right, pause you for a second, let that drip off. Right, that's the inner gauze, so just dirty oil in there. Lift that up, the seal's pretty good. Nice and clear through the gauze. That's the catch plate at the bottom of the sump. Bit grimy. And again, sludgy oil, no chunks, no lumps. So yeah, that'll have a nice drop of Castrol 30 in a little bit, and it'll be all buttoned up. Right, bottom plate all back on, buttoned up. I have to see if I can get some better seals through in there, but it's probably alright for now. So let's get it topped up with oil. Right, first litre of our XL30 going in. Right, got you balanced on the Triumph itself this time, so let's have litre number 2. So there should be 5 pints or 2.8 litres. Yes, Guy, I'm filling the oil up on the Triumph. Not right now, it's nearly tea time. Right, grab a camera. Right, let's try a one-handed pour. Second litre in. Right, well, it said 2.8, but it's pretty much near the top, and we've got 250 left, so we'll call that 2.5, and I'll put that in the record. Clean that up, button it up, and call it an oil change done.